What did Messi really tell Rio Ngumoha? Is Salah rejecting Saudi? And is Arne Slot about to make his biggest decision yet? Hit subscribe right now for daily Liverpool updates you don't want to miss. Lionel Messi made Rio Ngumoha feelings clear as Arne Slot faces big decision. Rio Ngumoha is doing his reputation no harm as calls grow for him to be given more opportunities at Liverpool. And the young winger already has the seal of approval from Lionel Messi. As endorsements go, you can't ask for much more than Lionel Messi, so it's no wonder that Rio Ngumoha is causing plenty of excitement. Calls are growing for the 17-year-old to be given more opportunities at Liverpool, with his latest cameo off the bench making quite the impact after the Reds claimed a last-gasp victory over Nottingham Forest. Although it was Alexis Mac Allister that grabbed the eventual winner at the City ground, Ngumoha has been lauded for the effect he made on the game, even managing to outshine most of his senior teammates in the 20 or so minutes he was on the pitch. Arne Slot is now facing calls to start the teenager, with Jamie Carragher and Daniel Sturridge among those demanding more minutes for Ngumoha. Liverpool fans have long known about the talent the youngster possesses, but his reputation reaches far beyond Anfield, and has even come to the attention of arguably the greatest soccer player of all time. Earlier this season, Ngumoha was given the ultimate seal of approval after featuring in an Adidas advert featuring Messi. The commercial saw the Barcelona and Argentina legend picking out a list of 10 of the world's best young players. In the advert, Messi laid out a number of cards showing off the brightest young attacking talents around. Among them was Ngumoha, alongside the likes of Chelsea duo Kendry Páez and André Santos, as well as Brighton's Brajan Gruda. Although Ngumoha's name might not have come directly from the mouth of Messi, his association with the 8-time Ballon d'Or winner speaks volumes about the talent at his disposal and helps to explain why there is such a clamour for Slot to give him more opportunities. Of course, the Liverpool boss does have to exercise some caution with such a young player, but he might not be able to resist the temptation to throw him in for his first Premier League start soon. He gets stronger and stronger, Slot said of Ngumoha after the win at Forest. Apart from his moment when he had his 1v1, there were also one or two other moments where he stands his ground. That is what you need because you face 25, 26, 27, 28-year-old athletes, mainly as your opponents, because we are a bit of an exception in terms of our age group of players. Most teams have players of different ages and physicality, Slot added. For him to show this already at 17 years of age, it says something about his talent. But as we all know, talent is only the start of his career. You need so many other things we have shown today. Mac Allister, a great example of mentality, and that is something you need to have a career at this level. In another news, Richard Keys thinks Mohamed Salah will reject Saudi for another transfer. Richard Keys has claimed Mohamed Salah will leave Liverpool for Italy at the end of the season, despite previously predicting the winger would join Saudi Arabia. Richard Keys has suggested that a transfer to Italy is now Mohamed Salah's most probable destination as speculation persists regarding the Liverpool winger's future. Speculation about a summer departure has intensified as Salah continues to endure a dip in form during what has been an underwhelming season by his customary standards, with his display in the Reds' victory over Nottingham Forest on Sunday prompting concern. The 33-year-old was brought off with 13 minutes remaining at the City ground, much to his obvious confusion, although his colleagues would go on to claim a dramatic 1-0 triumph without him, courtesy of Alexis Mac Allister's injury time strike, having already fueled speculation about departing during his remarkable comments in December. Salah has found himself once more being strongly linked with a switch to Saudi Arabia, though a January transfer failed to materialise after relations were apparently mended with Arne Slot and Liverpool. Keys has now indicated that a move to the Middle East is unlikely, and instead the smart money should be on a return to Italy, though the disgraced former Sky Sports presenter doesn't have the strongest track record when it comes to forecasting Salah's future. I've said many times, big money moves aren't an exact science and that people can change their minds about what they want. Right up to the moment a deal is signed, Keys wrote on his blog. It's not long since I said an agreement to take Mo Salah to Saudi was done, and it was when I made that statement only for the player to have a change of heart. Liverpool also had a change of mind about letting him go and were happy to offer him a new deal, but only for one reason. I've said this before as well. So they could get money for him rather than see him walk away. I think he'll leave Liverpool at the end of this season, but I don't think he'll go to Saudi. The smart money is on a move to Italy. Keys isn't alone in suggesting a return to Italy might be possible for Salah, with ex-Liverpool midfielder Didi Hamann having also floated it as a potential destination. It represents yet another shift from what Keys was claiming just a few months earlier, having previously tipped Salah for a switch to the MLS. In another news, Liverpool urged to swoop for PSG talent and replace Mohamed Salah. Former Liverpool striker Emile Heskey has identified PSG winger Kvicha Kvaratskhelia as the ideal replacement for Mohamed Salah should the Egyptian leave Anfield this summer. Former Liverpool forward Emile Heskey has suggested that Paris Saint-Germain's Kvicha Kvaratskhelia would be the perfect replacement for Mohamed Salah should the Egyptian superstar depart this summer. Salah is entering the final year of his contract at the end of the season and netted his latest Premier League goal in November when the Reds triumphed over Aston Villa 1-0 at Anfield. The number 11, who ranks third in the club's all-time scoring list, has only 7 goals across all competitions, marking the lowest tally of any of his 9 seasons at this stage of the campaign. With Salah set to turn 34 in June, rumours have been swirling about interest from the Saudi Pro League. Should Liverpool decide to cash in on a player who has been the Reds' top scorer every year since 2018, Heskey, a member of the Gerard Houllier squad that clinched the FA Cup, UEFA Cup and League Cup in 2001, believes PSG's Georgian winger Kvaratskhelia is the man for the job. I remember someone asking me a few years back, would you have liked to play with Mohamed Salah? I said probably not, Heskey told OLBG. I'd probably prefer to play with Trent Alexander-Arnold because I know he's going to cross the ball for me. Mo's not going to cross. Mo wants to score goals. We've gone from wingers who want to provide to wingers who want to score goals. If we're talking about replacing Mohamed Salah, and I think as fans you've got to look at something different because you can't replace Mo Salah. I remember one season I was speaking to someone who said Mo's had a bad season. He'd scored 25 goals. I'd love to have had that bad of a season. We're talking about someone scoring 20 plus, nearly 30 goals a season for 10 years. I think we've just got to look at something different, and it might not suit the manager anyway to have someone like Mo Salah. He might want to change the formation. I know that he was talking about a 4-4-2 diamond midfield and not having high and wide wingers, and that would need something different. I don't think you can replace Mo Salah, but I do like the lad from PSG, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. He would be my go-to. Heskey then asked, would Jarrod Bowen be a downgrade from Mohamed Salah? I think most players are a downgrade compared to Salah, but to be honest with you, Bowen is a different type of player and he would probably help the formation because he's going to work a little bit harder than Mo. I'm not saying Mo doesn't work hard, but Bowen has a different work rate and work ethic because he's coming from West Ham and before that the lower leagues. It's totally different. In another news, Mohamed Salah accused of acting like a big baby at Liverpool after Jamie Carragher criticism. Liverpool star Mohamed Salah is enduring a difficult season in front of goal for the Reds this season, and he has now been sent a scathing message by former England boss Sam Allardyce. Mohamed Salah has been told that he is behaving like a big baby as his miserable season for Liverpool continues. The Egyptian forward has endured a difficult campaign, having netted just 4 Premier League goals. His last strike coming back in early November. Salah launched into an angry outburst earlier this season, having seen his role reduced. He also afforded himself a smirk at the weekend as he was taken off before the end of Liverpool's win against Nottingham Forest. That behaviour has not gone down particularly well with former England boss Allardyce, who has torn into the Liverpool forward. Speaking on the No Tippy Tappy Football podcast, he said, Mohamed Salah needs to bite the bullet, sit down, and make sure he starts scoring. Stop blaming Arne Slot when it's your own fault that you're not scoring and getting taken off. He can't be disappointed with being taken off when he's not scoring or creating. It seems like some sort of mental block because it's not just a spell anymore, it's the whole season. It's a worry for Liverpool and for him. He needs to stop displaying his dislike for the situation on the pitch. Go and knock on the manager's door and take it up there. Don't do it in front of everyone. He's behaving like a big baby. Allardyce is not the first man to have criticised Salah for his display against Forest. Former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher also tore into his performance at the City ground. He said, "Ngumoha did more in 15 minutes than Salah and Gakpo did before that. He changed the game and needs to be starting games. There's no one better in getting last-minute winners in Premier League, and that is Liverpool." Salah faces an uncertain future with Liverpool. He is out of contract in 2027, but he remains linked with a big money move to Saudi Arabia. On his future, Raphael van der Vaart said, "There were games he performed not at his best, and everyone writes him off. But over a full season, even at this age, he shows everyone how good he is." On Mohamed Salah. Having a big player and a big name is sometimes a problem for both the player and coach. When you expect certain things as a coach from him and he doesn't do it, then of course you have the right to put him on the bench. But because it's Mohamed Salah, this can cause a massive issue. In every press conference, every question will be on Salah. It could be best for both sides if Salah goes somewhere else in the summer. In another news, Harvey Elliott made Rio Ngumoha promise shortly before Liverpool exit. Amazing future. The Liverpool winger starred in the Reds' 1-0 victory over Nottingham Forest, and there is no doubting the quality the teenager possesses, as Elliott outlined last summer. Liverpool's Rio Ngumoha continues to dominate headlines following his impressive cameo against Nottingham Forest on Sunday. The winger was introduced in the latter stages at the City ground and played a significant role in the Reds' late surge, which resulted in Alexis Mac Allister netting an injury-time winner. Ngumoha completed more dribbles and created more chances than Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo, who both started, leading to calls for the teenager to earn more minutes going forward. While Liverpool is understandably wary of affording him too many on-field, there is no denying the quality Ngumoha possesses. If further evidence is required, Harvey Elliott's comments from last summer underline how well respected he is in the Liverpool locker room. Ngumoha starred in pre-season and was arguably the Reds' best performer from those summer fixtures. He earned raved reviews for his showing against AC Milan in Hong Kong, with Elliott praising his then teammate after the game. "He's fearless. He showed that today against AC Milan, one of Europe's big teams. He was like a kid in the park, although he is a kid," the on-loan Aston Villa midfielder told LFC TV in July. "He just needs to keep going, and we'll try as much as we can to try and help him out. I think if he keeps on performing as he is and working hard as he is, then the kid has got an amazing future. I'm really excited to see where things go, and hopefully he can be really successful. There are not many 16 or 17-year-olds in the team, and he is in because he is incredible at his age, and he is able to handle it. We can all see his quality, and he just needs to keep working hard and keep going. In the upcoming years, hopefully, he can show the world, and especially everyone at Liverpool, why he is so highly rated." Ngumoha has played 15 competitive games since his summer heroics, but just 2 have been starts. They both came in the domestic cup competitions, and there is a growing clamour to see the ex-Chelsea Academy star named in a Premier League lineup. However, Arne Slot has remained cautious on that front, with the Reds keen to avoid the injuries set back several other high-profile youngsters such as Stefan Bajcetic and Jadon Danns have suffered in recent years. He has incredible potential, otherwise at 17 years of age, you don't play as many minutes as he does in the Premier League, let alone at Liverpool, Slot said after Sunday's win over Forest. "I don't think there is any other 17-year-old who has played as many minutes in the Premier League as he did. I don't think there is an 18-year-old or 19-year-old that has maybe played as many minutes as Rio. That tells you how much of a talent he is, and we think he is. He is making progress more and more, and that's why you see him playing more and more. He gets stronger and stronger. Apart from his moment when he had his 1v1, there were also one or two other moments where he stands his ground. That is what you need, because you face 25, 26, 27, 28-year-old athletes, mainly as your opponents, because we are a bit of an exception in terms of the age of our group of players. In Anthem news, I spoke to Liverpool star Rio Ngumoha. This is what impressed me most. The teenage protégé opted to stop and talk to journalists, including from Liverpool.com, after the Reds' win over Nottingham Forest on Sunday, and showed maturity beyond his years. In years to come, Rio Ngumoha stopping in the post-match media mixed zone will likely become a mundanity. On Sunday, when he accepted reporters' requests to speak after Liverpool's 1-0 win at Nottingham Forest, that was certainly not the case. Indeed, it was so unexpected it resulted in a brief scramble, as a member of staff first checked Ngumoha was even allowed to talk to the press. After all, he is still a minor, and while there is no legal reason a 17-year-old can't conduct an interview, there are ethical considerations. There was a 30-second delay as the teenage protégé and four more grizzled reporters waited for an outcome in the City Ground mixed zone, with Liverpool.com among the outlets present. Eventually, with a nod and a thumbs up, confirmation arrived that Ngumoha was indeed fine to speak with journalists. A member of Liverpool's media team was on hand to listen in, as is standard practice. Remember Mohamed Salah at Leeds? But any fears that naivety and inexperience could creep into Ngumoha's responses were quickly dispelled. The youngster spoke calmly, confidently, and with the air of someone who had done this plenty of times before. He hadn't. This was his first ever interview with the written media. During his 3.5-minute chat, the former Chelsea starlet provided detailed, engaging answers. He discussed the dramatic injury time scenes against Forest and his view on the disallowed Alexis Mac Allister goal, before the conversation turned to his maiden campaign as a senior player. I think it has gone really well. I am learning a lot every day and playing with and training with some of the best players in the world. I can't ask for much more as a young kid. Ngumoha also revealed some insights into his behind-the-scenes conversations with Arne Slot, detailed his mindset when introduced off the bench, and ultimately acknowledged he is keen to play more. Yeah, hopefully soon. I just need to keep pushing and keep gaining the manager's trust, and hopefully that leads to more minutes. Ngumoha's playing time is becoming a major debate among Liverpool fans. He has played 15 times this season, but only 2 have been starts, and they came in the domestic cup competitions. The Liverpool forward is yet to be named in a Premier League lineup, with the Reds understandably wary of overexposing Ngumoha. There are warning signs to heed. Stefan Bajcetic, Jayden Danns, Kaidi Gordon and James McConnell are just a few examples of Liverpool Academy graduates whose recent progression has been stalled due to injury. Scan further back, and the eagerness to harness Michael Owen's burgeoning teenage talents meant he achieved little beyond his mid-20s. Liverpool certainly won't make that mistake with Ngumoha. That said, there is a growing clamour for him to play with greater regularity, an argument that was only strengthened by his game-changing contribution against Forest, with Ngumoha's input pivotal in the late surge that earned Liverpool 3 points. That Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo continue to struggle only adds further weight to the argument, with Jamie Carragher joining those calling for him to feature more often. Ngumoha also impressed recently off the bench against Bournemouth, Qarabag and Brighton and Hove Albion. Although admittedly, the Reds' number 7-3 does benefit from facing fatigued defenders late in matches. Regardless, it is becoming increasingly difficult for Slot to overlook a player showing maturity beyond his years. On Sunday, that wasn't just limited to the pitch. His decision to talk to the media as Salah, Ibrahima Konate and Joe Gomez politely declined demonstrated a level of sophistication. In fairness, the trio have previously spoken to reporters and, other than Virgil van Dijk, who answers questions after every game, the responsibility is usually shared among the squad. But Ngumoha didn't have to stop. That he did speaks volumes. It showed a willingness to take responsibility and the same undaunted approach that he demonstrates in matches. His mixed zone cameo was even shorter than that 20-minute on-field performance, but both made a lasting impression. Big changes are coming at Anfield. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Liverpool drama.